This is Dabu7, and we now have the proof we've been looking for connecting George Soros to the Berkeley event. Now, it was only a matter of time before this was going to happen, and this is big information. And I want to let folks know that I'm about to drop what I consider to be the most important video that I've ever done. How could something be the most important video when you're exposing full scale what you've been screaming bloody murder about for years now, which is they're going to strip your freedoms, letting these fake protests do it. It's happening right now. And for the first time in history, we have more bills in place throughout the states. A collective, more than has ever been seen at one time ever, that's about to go through. And the mainstream is not saying nothing about this massive onslaught of bills that's about to be pushed in each state. Different bills drawn up. They may have talked about one here, one there. They won't dare paint the bigger picture of what's about to happen. To do all that, I'm going to have to probably make a big video. A lot of people like to get information quick. I try to get them out there in quick videos the best I can all the time. But for this next big video, if you see it is a long video, it's going to be packed full of everything that I have to show you. I mean, everything that I have to give to expose what is happening here. And to kind of touch on that a little bit here, George Soros is at it again, and they've been busted at the Berkeley event. We knew that he would be connected because his son is connected to this place, for crying out loud. Alexander Soros. When we witnessed that, I just knew in the pit of my stomach if we kept digging, we would find something. Just like we found out in Ferguson through the Moore Foundation, Open Society, they funneled 32, 33, 34 million into Ferguson to cause chaos. We even exposed the protesters and them cutting the checks to them, the whole nine. No excuses. The Craigslist ads down to the checks on camera. No excuses. So here recently, we've witnessed massive events at these malls, and they left their signs that had MoveOn.org at the bottom. Another George Soros-backed entity. So we know that he was involved with the chaos there. So we look at Berkeley, and we're like, we know he had something to do with this. Well, lo and behold, he did. The Alliance for Global Justice, that is based in Tucson, is listed as an organizer and fiscal sponsor for Refuse Fascism. Refuse Fascism is the group that was on the ground beating people over the head with sticks, knocking them out cold with shovels. As one of their leaders, Professor, you've heard this name, Cornel West, and I've stood right next to him and asked people, what is he, what's he about? And all I've got was he was an activist. I didn't know at the time that he was a democratic socialist, which is what he is. And it makes sense now. He's one of the, and listen, when I start talking about some of these big names, you people need to learn to start detaching yourself from what's their pawns, their shills out here in the game. They set the stage with these individuals, put them out there, and make them say things knowing that people are going to gravitate toward them. Okay? For crying out loud, George Soros has think tanks where people show up to work every day and they sit in a room and all they do is think on ways to cause chaos. This is what you're dealing with. Okay? And he has funded chaos across the country. This group is no different. Refuse Fascism. They were funding them through and through. Now, how do we know this? Because if you go and you look into their tax records, it states that according to its 990 tax form, Alliance for Global Justice received $2.2 million in funding for the fiscal year ending in March 2016. One of the group's biggest donors was the Tides Foundation. Lock that one in your memory bank, folks, along with the Moore Foundation, Open Society, because guess what? It's a non-profit funded by billionaire progressive philanthropist George Soros. This is who's causing the chaos in this country, and they're openly funding it, and you can find it right there in their tax forms. Damn it, if people do the legwork. Problem is, no one wants to seem to do it out here. Also seems like people are just not wanting to share information, be seen sharing the information. They're afraid what people are going to say about it, or say to them, their co-workers, or their family. If you want to live in a shell, it's going to crack at some point, period. And you can be the one that sits back and does nothing. And you can take that guilt with you to the grave for your country, for your people, for everything. or you can get proactive and at least start sharing information. We're not saying you have to come out into the streets, although we do need a movement to counter these people in the streets, and we need it ASAP. We need a righteous movement. Hell, a couple big gangs come together and drop their colors and their flags. They could be a force to be reckoned with. They could check them. It's just an example. A couple churches come together from opposite sides. Doesn't matter. Your numbers is my point. Whether you're from the streets, you're from any walk of life, you can come together, all colors, races, religion. You don't have to be divided by Democrat, Republican, black, white, left, right. It's ridiculous how people let them keep dividing them in this country. But that's what they do. They put out the set of values and standards and attach it to a name. And if you gravitate more with any of those standards, well, then all of a sudden you find yourself in that basket. And you allow them to put you in that basket. Period. Left, right, it doesn't matter. What I'm here to tell you is they've infiltrated the upper echelons of both. And that's how they operate. Okay? You have to remember, they funded both sides of World War I, which they don't teach you in school. Rothschild brothers went to France, Germany, funded both sides of World War I. It's a fact. They don't teach you that in school, kids. And in these classrooms that you're going to, some of you thinking you're fighting back against the beast, they're teaching you tactics, black bloc type tactics, and some of you may hear that name and wonder what it is. It is an idea, like a collective. It is a tactic is what black bloc is. It goes back to Germany decades ago, where they would dress in all black and head out to the streets, and they would attack from the front, or they would send smaller groups off their flanks to go out and carry the attacks off. It would show them what to do, all this other stuff. That is what black bloc is. It's an ideology. Anyone can hop in and do that under that ban. Just like Anonymous, anyone can infiltrate and become anonymous, but there are real anons out there across the country. And of course, the CIA has infiltrated and got big pages up all over the place too, but they're well aware of that. There's nothing you can do but be aware of it and let others know and know who the fakes and the real are. When you've been out here for years in the game, actions speak louder than words. Things start to divide and shift. And where people sit is where they sit. And they sit there because of their actions. And if they're on the wrong side, that's because you've been doing the wrong things. And the problem is when you have Black Lives Matter movements, these type of movements coming through a neighborhood, the young youth in the streets that are sitting on the steps, playing hacky sack or ball or slanging drugs, no matter what it is in the streets, that's the reality of it. Quit making excuses. They're seeing this as something. What is this? What are these people yelling about, beating drums? What are they in all black for? What's going on here? It becomes attractive to some youth. When they think it's going back against the system, and you're talking about young, wild kids, it just feeds that. Then they indoctrinate them in these classrooms with the socialist ideology. Fascist. Okay, and they come out saying they're anti-fascist when they're the exact opposite. This is chaos by design, ladies and gentlemen. And what I'm here to tell you is that George Soros has been caught red-handed, along with others you'll see here at these links, funding the chaos at Berkeley. And what I'm here to tell you, you ask, why are they not in jail? I'm here to tell you that this is a stage, damn it. And some of you, you've got to detach yourself from liking the puppets on the stage. Do you understand me? It is what is killing you. It is what is holding you down. Your liking of certain individuals that are either just stupid themselves, ignorant themselves, or they're playing you. They're lying to you. And I find it hard to believe that all these guys are just that stupid and ignorant when we can sit back and see the bigger picture here on what's going on. And when I see everywhere Milo goes, Washington, a shooting, chaos. Go to Deplorable, chaos. Go to Berkeley, chaos. And these crowds are following. And like I said, this is a man that refused to talk about Pizzagate after he got a call from D.C. when he should have spoke about it. Shows how controlled he is. Very next day, got a $250,000 contract for a book deal. Now he's being toted around all the mainstream media outlets. Right after the UC Berkeley thing happened, his pre-sales spiked through the roof. Now he's a millionaire. That's right. Because he played his part. Of course, some of you are going to like it. That's the whole reason they do it. Come on. Please think outside the box, damn it. They did the same thing with Gavin McInnes on the East Coast. We called it before it even happened. Same thing happened. Both dudes. Why? Because we saw it right there at the deplorable. We seen in the flesh the staged crap. We seen that these dudes, it's a movie set. Damn it. And yeah, when there's the other true people on the street that don't have a clue of what's going on, they're meant to be the victim. That's why they just walk by and smack someone in the head with a stick. Burn a trash can. You tell me what laws you idiots changed burning them trash cans and breaking them windows. Breaking the windows of a Starbucks that you were just at the day before, filling up on coffee. Idiots. When was the last time you took a protest to the Senate's place? The governor's mansion or office that your tax dollars pay for? When did that happen last? With no violence. Never? There's your fucking problem. And until you see that, it's shenanigans in the streets, order out of chaos, and I'm warning you people. There's laws that have been inked that are coming your way, and by summertime, they're going to be implementing these laws. And if you people are not paying attention, they're going to slip them in state by state. As long as your TV, your boob tube in your living room isn't telling you in the evening, mainstream media, you don't have a clue what's going on. They're going to sign it, whip it right on through, or tuck it into another package that you will vote for, and won't say a word about it, knowing you won't read it. And it'll get pushed on through. And then when you go to take to the streets, they're going to be like, oh, no, you can't. You can't protest. That's illegal. That's felony. And you know what they're going to label this stuff? Extremist acts. I'm not lying to you. And they're looking to go after people for disrupting the service of the economy and to make you pay for it. You have no clue what they're about to do, ladies and gentlemen. And they're getting away with this. That's why I said my next video, the big one that I drop, is going to be just that. It's going to be big, exposing all of it. And it's all I can do to play my part is to throw it out there and hope that you guys share it, play your part, fight the fight, and as some people get up off their ass and say, all right, it's time. Because unless you have a cavalry come through and whoop these fake fools' asses and leave them hog-tied sitting on the damn corner, nothing's going to change. Why is it the cops are sitting in these buildings at UC Berkeley by the hundreds, just standing there while all hell was breaking loose outside? Why is it the cops down at the other event at LAX were actually admitting they had deals with protest leaders? They were running shifts with the traffic. They cut deals with them. Same thing happened in D.C. when I saw Black Lives Matter shut down the bikers checkpoint. They sat there and snarled and spewed at every single person that went by, anyone with a Trump hat, even reporters, reaching at them, grabbing at them, all this stuff. Bikers walk out, didn't say a word. A couple hours later, the whole group goes down around the corner, they break apart, they walk right past the same line they were sitting there snarling at all day, not a word said. Like zombies. Literally, like they were brainwashed and dazed and walked out of there like a different person. This is occult magic. I've told you before. Some of you hear it, you turn a cheek, and you're like, I can't believe he just said that. This is too much for me. Well, if you want to stay with your head in the sand like a freaking ostrich, go for it. I'm here to tell you that when you pull your head back out, you're going to have prison gates all around you. If you don't pay attention, you're allowing fake protesters to take to the streets, provoke the beast, to initiate laws that stop you everyday Americans, righteous Americans, from ever assembling in the streets. And if you do so from here on out in the future, they're going to look to label you extremist, make you pay for it, make you a felon, the whole nine. While right now, their goons get to get away with it. I don't know how else to put it to you people. Every damn time, it's the same son of a bitches doing it. Does anybody give a damn? You gonna let your country get swept down the tubes? We sit on your fucking asses? That's right, I cussed, because I'm pissed. And I reserve my cussing for choice times. You should be pissed too. Look what they're doing in your streets, using your own people against you to spark civil war. It's exactly what they're doing. And if you don't get up and play your part, it's gonna blow up. You know the enemy. No excuses now, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's action time. I'll leave links. Once again, you can follow, look at the tax forms. You'll see George Soros fully involved here with many others. You should see that Milo and McGinnis and all these other fools are puppets on the stage. Cornel West, same thing. None of them are telling you what I just told you in this video. Why not? How come none of them have any post on their Facebook or social media? None of them. About the information I told you. Why would they snitch out their balls in their paycheck, huh? You're starting to get it. You wonder how these people get there, bust there, and they afford all this stuff and everything they do? Now you know. We're at war. We're being attacked. Invaded. And being set up. And they're using some of your own people to do it. I'm telling you now, they said first 100 days in Trump's office, it's going down. You guys better buckle up. It ain't over. It's just begun, in my opinion. And when some of you want to get serious about doing something, about really stopping this, let me know. Dabu7yahoo.com. And you remember we do come from the shadows.